Good morning, this is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me today for a Final Fantasy XIV news recap. Stormblood's early access begins in just a few hours, and there have been some news items that have happened this week. Patch notes are out, and I'm going to get to them very shortly, as soon as I finish this video, but I wanted to get this out there, summarize some news items, and roll them out. So, Yoshi P was at E3, and he gave a brief developer live stream covering a few pieces of new information. It wasn't a ton of earth-shattering news, but the EX fights for Susanoo and Lakshmi will both have the same item level gear, and they'll be designed in some way as to make sure that neither primal is the right choice over the other. So we won't have a situation like we did in Heaven's Ward where Bismarck was completely ignored. The 2017 Summer Eorzea Collection video was debuted during this live letter. You can check it out on their official YouTube page. I will put a link in the video description below. Yoshida also answered a few questions from the community. The first one was about white mages and the changes that are coming to Stormblood. He reiterated that the version that we've seen through the press event wasn't complete. We do have the patch notes coming here shortly, so we'll be able to look at the final tooltips and so forth there. But he also encouraged everyone to please try out the new design in-game at max level, try out dungeons, try out raids, and then give them your feedback. So he's just asking for a little bit of patience. They're confident in the changes they've made. Moving on, the next question was about the news that odd-numbered patches in Stormblood would only feature one 4-man dungeon instead of 2. Yoshida addressed this by sharing that internal data shows a significantly smaller number of players participate in the expert queue during the odd-numbered patches. And since that is the case, they're going to reshift their efforts to maybe design something that's more engaging for everyone. The Glamor Log was brought up. It is a wardrobe, and Yoshida suggested this would not be something that would be easy to add to Final Fantasy XIV, citing excessive data transfer as he usually does. But he also suggested that the team is aware of how important this would be to the community, and they're looking into solutions. One example he gave was trying to work it into the achievement system. He made up an example, but he didn't really have to. This is exactly how the Garo event currently works. If you have the achievement, you can visit the Calamity Salvager and purchase the associated gear anytime you want, and I'm totally fine with that as a solution. It would be nice to see something a little bit more modern, but I just want a solution, so I don't have to carry around all this gear in my retainers, hire extra retainers, and pay a monthly sub fee for them. The final question was about the abilities that have been removed from the game and the animations that went along with them. Yoshida said that there was not any plans to attach those animations to new abilities in the future, but that if a community has some favorite animations, they may be able to work them back into the game through emotes. I just hope they don't put them on the Mog Station for $7 a pop. After the Q&A, Yoshida did lay out the timetable for content releasing during Stormblood's launch. Early access begins today, actually tomorrow, June 16th at 2 a.m. And then on June 20th, the official launch will happen. 2 weeks past that, which is July 4th, the Omega Weapon Raid, the Bend of Time normal mode will open its doors. And then 2 more weeks later, July 18th, the Savage difficulty for Omega Weapon will open. Additionally, Allagan Tombstones of Creation will unlock, and players will be able to access the Lost Canals Luzenaire, the level 70 version of the Aquapolis. So it's kind of a whole broad range of topic for all different types of players. There will be another live letter around this time, around July 18th, rather. Yoshida didn't specify the topics that are planned, but it will likely be a Q&A focused on whatever community concerns arise or amplify as more players reach the new level cap of 70 and experience the new max level content. We probably will not hear anything about patch 4.1 at that time. Heaven's Ward's first major patch came 5 months after launch, so we can probably expect something similar. Now, aside from this broadcast, there was also several articles that have come up over the last couple of days, so I'm going to switch to those now if I can correctly press the buttons on my recording software. Boom. All right. This is the early access world population balancing incentives. So what they're going to do is they're going to tell us certain worlds that are going to be benefits. And when you go to those worlds, you're going to get some bonuses in XP. So first of all, you can transfer your characters, and you won't have a gold limit. It's like just under 1 billion, so almost no limitation. You get reimbursed for your housing, and there's double XP all the way up to 60. You'll get 10 silver chocobo feathers, and it's pretty intense. I will include a link to this article so you can check it out if you want to transfer. The list of worlds that qualify this will be made available when early access begins, but not before, so check that out tonight if this is something you and your guild are interested in. There are bonuses both for creating new characters on those realms and bonuses for transferring your existing characters. If you create a new character, you have to level it up to a certain point to receive the benefits. So this article is out there. It's good information. I don't know that a lot of people are going to take advantage of this. I don't think population balancing is always the best plan, but I don't exist on the biggest, most irritating server. I don't spend hours in queue, and maybe when you have to spend hours in queue, a server transfer won't seem so bad. The next piece of news that was provided was Congestion Prevention for Stormblood release. With the official launch of the expansion Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood, we anticipate certain areas will get congested. In order to make gameplay as smooth as possible for players, we will be implementing tentative measures for congestion relief and load reduction. We apologize to our players for any inconvenience and thank you for your understanding. Details: to ease area population and login restrictions due to congestion when server starts, we will be implementing multiple field instances of the following areas: the Fringes, the Peaks, the Locks, the Ruby Seas, Xenixia, and the Zenem Steppe. A field instance is one of many copies of an area that you can travel to when changing areas. These instances will be distinguished by the number at the end of the area name, such as the Fringes 1, the Fringes 2, the Fringes 3, and so on. Each field instance will be the complete area, albeit separate copies. How to choose a field instance: when changing areas on foot or by mount to one of the areas listed above, a window will appear and let you select which instance you would like to travel to. When using the teleportation or return function, a field instance will be chosen at random. You can check for field instance you have entered into via your chat log or by using the /instance command. Restrictions in field instances. Characters in different field instances of the same area will be able to send tells to one another, but will not be able to see each other. Entering the same field instance as a party, unfortunately... Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought that was one sentence. My bad. Going back. Entering the same instance as a party... Unfortunately, if a party enters an area via teleportation or return, they may not enter the same field instance. You will need to enter the area by foot or mount and select the same instance number to ensure that you stay together. That's not super convenient. I understand it's a patch fix to deal with the congestion. It is kind of wonky, though. It's like a duct tape solution. Let's move on to the next announcement. This is a reminder regarding early access for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Early access for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood begins on Friday, June 16th at 2 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. For the benefit of those who will begin their adventures anew on the official release date, we please ask that players participating in early access refrain from posting messages, pictures, or videos containing spoilers on the official forums, the Lodestone, and other social media websites. Moreover, any use of copyrighted material must adhere to the Final Fantasy Software License Agreement. Look, I'm not going to do a bunch of spoilers on my page, but there is going to be stuff that if you don't have access to Stormblood, you're going to have not seen. We're going to have dungeon guides, we're going to talk about the class changes, and so forth. We will also be streaming the game, or maybe. I haven't fully decided. I got to check with my friends, but I don't want to force them into a public spotlight if they don't want it. Public, limited to 2 or 3 people, admittedly. Let's focus. If that contains spoilers, I'm not concerned. That is just the nature of the beast. I think I understand what they're asking for. I hope they're not going to come after anyone. I would hope they don't. This is incredibly good for their visibility, and it would be a shame if they chased people down for showing main story cutscenes. Now, those were the news items. The next big thing is the patch notes, and I'm just going to click on them here. They're here, and they're huge, and I am going to get to them. But it is a big task. We'll be working on that next. It'll be the next thing uploaded to the channel. Stay tuned, and we'll get back to it shortly. I'm putting links to all the articles that I covered in this video below. I apologize that this is kind of a fast-paced, not tightly edited video. I hope it gave you the information you needed. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified of videos when they are uploaded. I am haggard and harried. I will be back within the next hour or so with the patch note summary. Have a great day.